Good afternoon. This is Haterade, Tales from the Age of Ben. I want to do a very quick video. I'm not going to go in depth too much, but just kind of give you an idea of how to do or add in custom voices into the mod for specific kind of things. Right now, there's about 58 voice types for that control different things, and I wanted to show you because I've done this now like 3 times. Once for the dwarfs, once Alliance. Shout out to Alliance for giving me orc voice lines. I've done this now 3 times, so I did dwarf orc and then Orakai. Shout out to also our kind of voice actor currently who's amazing, Foe Breaker Ironborn. He definitely loves your guys' feedback on any of the voices. Some of that has already been kind of quite fruitful. So I'm going to show you how to do this, right? So here's my module folder of Bannerlord right here. This is obviously where I put it. You guys can put it wherever you want. But the first thing that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go in here in the module sounds. So modules, my module is LOTR, AOM. Module sounds, you guys obviously have native here so for various different things, but I created my own folder and I put it in here. So for Isengard, voice, or it doesn't matter what your format is. All that matters is that you get your files, which can be WAV, or specifically they could be MP3, MP4, etc. Just get them into this folder for module sounds. Module sounds, as long as they're those WAV files or audio files are in there, it's fine. You will need to copy this and add it in to a path later on, right? But first step right here is here module sounds. If you don't have it created, go into LOTR. And then you put in your basically your files, right? Once again, my recommendation is that you do all 58, and I'll show you that here in a second. But the next thing you're going to do is you're going to be going in here to module data. You're going to be needing to create a couple different things, right? So the first thing that you're going to have to create is the voice definition XML. So you guys will see down here we have the this is how I named mine, voice def XML. That naming convention will matter a little bit later on. The second thing is the module sounds XML. This is a native one, so like I add to it. So here's what that kind of looks like. And then the last one that you're going to have to edit is the actual project. Where is it? Project. Where are you? Should be P. There it is. Project. And the last thing that you're going to have to add is your project. It's going to take a long time. Your project thing. So all you're doing is in this project, you're just calling out what the voice definitions are, where they're located, what the files are. So you can see like this was created by Alliance. They did the wargs, they did the orcs. I did the dwarfs and the Orakai. So this is like once again just calling out all of these files. Make sure that you have them correctly called out. Make sure you have module sounds XML in there, and then all the voice definitions. All right. Project is important. If it is crashing, it's most likely because you didn't update your projects. So kind of 3 things, and I'll just kind of go through that quickly, right? So here's the module sounds. You guys have seen that. This is where you're basically controlling all of the for all 58 voice kind of types. You can go and give them weights. For this one's for death, so how when they're dying, what wave file it's going to play. You can give it weight. You can add in as many as you want, and then obviously make sure that the pitch modifier is there. So you can have a couple different of these yells, laughs, victories. All that stuff goes, etc., etc., etc. All right, so there's that. And then the next file, so that's the module sounds file, right? We talked about that XML file that's also called into the project, right? So that's this one. That's where you're going to set up that. The next one is going to be voice def. This one is how you also have to edit this name. Once you get this all filled out, you're going to put this in the skins XML for your races. This is what you remember when you guys can pick your voices on the character creation. This is what sets that up. Voice definition. You'll see this new one, Orakai 01. And then kind of copy that, and then this is like what your this is all links to specifically what folder you need to put this in, right? So that is important. That basically you're just doing the path and then the face animation. Really important that you knock this out. This is how you also know that you have 58 of them. I don't think that the multiplayer negative, regroup, defend, attack, sorry, thanks is in there, so you kind of don't need it, but I just put it in there for shits and giggles. But like all this is what you want to give your voice actor. So when they're like, "Hey, what lines do you want me to do?" Take this, rip out the types, and then like there's 58 of them, and then say, "Here's what you can do." Basically, you don't have to have them all, but it definitely will probably ruin immersion if like one of them like climb is like a human and you're doing all the Orakai. So just make sure that you kind of keep track of that. It's easier to do them all at once because you get the same consistency than like kind of doing it later on. Yeah, so that's the voice stuff, and then the project file. Boom. So you have module sounds, the voice definition, and then once again, you guys kind of can see this right here. It's basically that easy. The last file that you need to edit is skins, the skins XML. I guess I could show that real quickly. So my skins XML is in my armory. So I'm just going to go over here to quickly to voice. Is this man? Was this Dorf? Oh, perfect. Voice. Then right here underneath voice types, you'll see this one is where you can set it up. All right. Now I will tell you that the females, every single like females, teenagers, male, female teenagers, male, female children, male, female infants, all have a voice kind of set. So you might want to change it in every single one of them. But that's basically how you get it in. Not too difficult once you do it all. As long as you drop the files in where they're supposed to, copy paste. I have AI do it in about 10 seconds. It's boom done. Not that difficult. Just point it to what right looks like in native. Literally this is for native, so you guys can look at what native is doing, and then this is the kind of 4 things that you have to do in order to get this kind of all settled up. So I'm gonna bring this in here just so that you guys can see it. So if you're like kind of a visual learner, right? So the first thing is make sure that you drop in your wave files in the module sounds thing. Second thing, voice definition. Set up those XMLs. Third thing is sound registration. Set up the module sounds XML, and then the project registration, telling it where all those kind of definitions are. So boom, all that is done. There's 58 required voice types. If you do crash, it's probably because of the project. Make sure that you're kind of thinking about that. But other than that, pretty easy to do, not too difficult. I got handed all of the wave files. I put them in. I did it manually myself for the Dwarf, and then I pointed it to the AI and said, here's what right looks like, and then you do it now, and it boom did it in like 10 seconds. It wasn't too difficult. So yeah, make sure that you also have that naming convention down. Sorry, and that I'll end it with that. Make sure that the naming convention in your module sounds data is tight, right? And the reason why is because like when you're just getting like I had my guy kind of change it up because I think I could show you. It doesn't matter. Make sure that you're naming them correctly, because if you're going to give it to AI is only as good as the information that you give it. Make sure that you're like kind of looking at this, listening to it, and then figuring out what your naming convention you want it to be, so that it can kind of categorize those things correctly. But long story short, Haterade, Tales from the Age of Men, getting voices, custom voices into the game. Do appreciate everyone that has applied to become a voice actor. It's not a high priority to me. That's why I like there have been some people that from a cost perspective just was not going to work for me. Especially now that you have kind of AI that you can use with 11 Labs and all sort of stuff. And then once again, shout out to all the free voice actors that came out and said, hey, I'll do it. I'll do lend my voice to it. You guys have been absolute blast to work with, and your patience has been legendary. So, with that being said, Haterade, Tales from the Age of Men, how to put in voices into your mod. There are voices for scenes and stuff like that, like mission scenes, like when you greet a lord. That is a whole. It's sort of the same animal, but a little bit different. That'll become later. Not a big priority for me right now. It is slightly annoying to hear some high-pitched voice when talking to some, like a dwarf or something like that. It's kind of funny, but we're working on it slowly but surely. Wanted to get this video out to you guys about voices. All right, God bless.